Hey, Adventure Girls, it's Asenka here from Why She Adventures. Okay, I'm just trying out the brand new live system that they hear, so I am, fingers crossed, hoping what I'm seeing on my screen here is what you guys are getting there. So if you're watching this, please give me a thumbs up and let me know. I've got my laptop here and then my camera's up there, so it's all like a little bit, and it's all changed. Anyway, so how are you ladies all holding up with the lockdown? Week 3 here in New Zealand. So if you are from New Zealand, give me a little throw the goat. And if you're from anywhere else in the world, comment in the comments. Put your use the emojis to let us know where you're from, because it's always great to connect with all you adventure women around the world. So as you can see, I'm coming to you from inside. I put some green in the background there just to try and outdoorsy it up a little bit. But yeah, so far it's all about being indoors here. Lucky for me, I live in Christchurch, and even luckier is I actually live on the Port Hills. So as I look out there, I can actually see the Southern Alps, and behind me is the Port Hills. So I'm part of the way up the Port Hills, which means my local is actually walking the ability to walk to the top of the Port Hills and back. So I do feel like I'm getting a little bit of a dose of nature and getting some outdoors in. However, in week 3, today I am especially craving getting to the mountains, like craving it hard. So all these local walks are really amazing, but I am definitely feeling the need to get out. So yeah, I guess we just have to wait though, right? Like that's all us doing our part to make sure that we flatten the curve and that we're a part of making New Zealand a real success for the recovery through all this COVID-19 stuff. So as much as we all want to get outdoors, and I am itching and frothing at the bits to get out and jump in my car, jump in Hank the Tank and get away. Yeah, it's now is the best time for us to come together, as they are all saying, so we can help flatten the curve. So with that, I wanted to announce some really exciting stuff. So in this lockdown, I have had a lot of time to do some stuff. So and part of that has been setting up our brand new website. So without the fanfare that we could do and getting a group together and going out and doing some cool stuff, our brand new website has been launched, which I'm freaking stoked about. For any of you who have followed my journey, you know, for the last, since I was in my early 20s, nearly 20 years ago, it would be about 18 years ago, I set up Adventure Girls. And from that, we ran adventures, and we actually got ladies out, like physically doing the adventures. So we got groups of women together and we did some cool shit over the time. And nearly 20 years later, it was time to do a whole new shift for the direction that we want to be going, which is why you'll see now we're called Why She Adventures, which has come from a conversation series that I launched late last year, because in my 40s, when I turned 40, which was a couple of years ago, 42 now, I sold 2/3 of my stuff, packed up my truck, Hank the Tank, and I set off and traveled New Zealand for 5 months. I've seen tons of New Zealand, but when you are living out of a 4x4 at the campgrounds and getting around, you really get to see New Zealand in a whole different way. And you get to meet some really amazing women. And that's what prompted me to start the Why She Adventures conversation series, which hopefully you're a part of. And if not, you can check that out at whysheadventures.tv. You can get access to it from there. So I met these amazing women along the way, and from that sparked the whole Why She Adventures conversation series. I talked to so many amazing women, just everyday women who are living their lives, but they have, like us, a thirst for the outdoors, for adventure. And for some women, that's like conquering big mountains and doing epic shit. And for others, that's just conquering their own fears and their own stuff. So we launched the Why She Adventures conversation series. And in launching that, it brought me to a whole new review of where Adventure Girls was. I had the same branding, the same colors, the same logo for 18 years. And I was like, I felt like it was time for Adventure Girls to grow up which is why we rebranded to Why She Adventures, or evolved into Why She Adventures. So it's been an amazing journey and a really huge transition. And even as I talk to you about it, it feels quite emotional because I've been attached to this Adventure Girls for so long. Never hear me stop calling you girls Adventure Girls, because I think that's who we all are at heart. We're all girls at heart. Hello, my darling. I've just seen your little. How's your ankle? I saw that you might have broken it, so hopefully, hun, it's all good. Oh, that's so nice to hear from you. So here we are, having rebirthed or reborn or recreated the business as Why She Adventures. So the cool thing about Why She Adventures is we personally are no longer running adventures. However, we are promoting adventures across New Zealand, and this is actually a really interesting time for all of this to get relaunched. We never were into an international market and all of that sort of stuff, but with Why She Adventures, we're all about inspiring women to get out and do cool shit in New Zealand. And I think that given all the situation right now that's going on, this is absolutely the best and most perfect time we could have even have done this, even though initially right now we can't get out and go into adventures. However, there's going to be a whole, I think, and I believe, just from what I'm seeing in the market, all my tourism connections and all that, is that there's going to be a massive promotion and encouragement to get people out into our tourism and into our local places. And this is everything that Adventure Girls has stood for the last 18 years, and now with the rename of Why She Adventures. So there's this tiny part of me that's just actually really excited and hopeful that us women in New Zealand, we actually will look at our backyard and go, holy shit, we live in a freaking amazing place. And instead of heading off overseas to go and explore and adventure, is that we really get to support our local businesses and our local economy and go and visit these amazing places that we have throughout New Zealand. Like, I am hands down the hugest advocate. I have traveled to some amazing places. In fact, I nearly moved to Bali, which was on one of the adventures when I did some scouting for our surf adventure. I actually nearly wanted to move there. And then I came back to New Zealand and I was like, holy shit. My first spot that I went to after I got off the airplane was Muriwai Beach. I wanted to ground and center. And I went to Muriwai Beach, and it was just I was like, how could I leave this? I love going and visiting other places, but New Zealand, home 100%, hands down, it is the place. And never in my lifetime will I ever be able to explore all of New Zealand in the way that I want to, but I'm going to give it a damn good go. And if I can encourage and inspire more women across New Zealand to get out and visit our beautiful country and see it for just how glorious it is, and why people travel half a way around the world to come and check out this beautiful country, I will be stoked. So our exciting news is that our new website is up. Part of that is that we'll be listing other women's only adventures across New Zealand, and we're offering that as a free service because I know how important it is to get reach, and I'm also really aware of what we need to be doing collectively as a community of women who encourage and support each other in getting more women out to do cool stuff. So if you're watching this and you have a business that does adventures for women in New Zealand, reach out to me. I am more than happy to share when we can your adventures that you are doing for women across New Zealand. And if you know anyone, then please make sure you connect us, because I want this hub, this Why She Adventures community, this sisterhood, to be the go-to place for any women in New Zealand who are looking for resources on how to get out, where to go, adventures that are happening, not just in your local area, but areas that you've wanted to travel to. So if you're based in Christchurch and you've wanted to go do the Tongariro crossing, you can find some places that are doing that. So So that is some of the exciting news that's been happening with everything that we are creating within there. And the other piece of exciting news is that we have relaunched, we being me and my team, we have relaunched the Why She Adventures conversation series, which I'm freaking pumped about as well, like legit stoked. This is going to be awesome. So I have already done 2 new interviews with some amazing women, an amazing photographer up in the North Island. She does just the most stunning photos, and we had the juiciest conversations about some really great destinations throughout New Zealand. So she's even shared with us her top 9 lighthouses to go around in New Zealand. So if you're wanting to build out your New Zealand adventure bucket list, trust me, she will give you some great places to add to the list. And I also had a conversation with an amazing lady here in Christchurch who runs a outdoor training education business, and we talked about all things about going into the mountain, like how to overcome the fear of when you're sort of at that edge where you're just like, okay, I'm actually shitting my pants with what we're about to do. So we just had some really juicy conversations, and she gave up some really good spots to go to. And then later this week, I'll be chatting to another amazing woman who I met through Instagram, and we're going to be talking all things about 4-wheel driving and adventuring through New Zealand. So I cannot wait to do these interviews and showcase more. So if you haven't already jumped on the interviews, make sure you check out whysheadventures.tv and you can get access to those 14 interviews I've already done, and then we're releasing all the new ones. So that's my really exciting news. I feel like I have been underground for such a long time, just making sure that getting this new website up, and just really realigning not just the business but myself with the new exciting direction that we're heading with Why She Adventures. So come and join the journey with us. Come and explore New Zealand. Come and discover your backyard and all the amazing things that are there. For the next wee while, we won't be able to travel outside of New Zealand. And I think that's pretty much a fact that that's not going to happen. However, we'll be able to do so much exploring, and I think it will feel it'll feel like a real gift to be able to get back into nature. I feel like the whole world and country has been doing a bit of a reset. And there's so much to be grateful for in amongst all of this challenge of what we've been going through. And for me, the silver lining, if there is, there's always one. The silver lining out of all of this is that I hope that we feel more appreciative of what we actually have and the ability to go out to the outdoors and go and experience that and all that sort of stuff. So if you are wanting to find out more about those amazing adventures, check us out at whysheadventures.tv, and you can jump on board to those conversations. If you're wanting to get your adventures listed for when we are able to do those adventures, then make sure you hit us up at whysheadventures.com, and we are more than happy to showcase those for free on our website for you, because I feel that this is the time that we come together as a community to support each other. So here's to getting more women in New Zealand outdoors doing some cool shit. And I cannot wait to see you out there when we are able to get out to the mountains. So let me know in the comments with a GIF the first place that you're going to go to when we are allowed to travel. I can't wait to see them, and I can't wait to see you out there. All right. Here's to getting some more women outdoors doing some cool shit.